I'm at the bad guy for hiring a babysitter so I can go golfing twice a month. My wife and I have been married for 12 years and have 3 kids, 10, 7, and 4. I got in on the ground floor of a startup about 20 years ago, and the business has since grown exponentially. I'm now in an executive level position. My wife works in retail. About 18 months ago, my wife was offered a promotion that will include a relatively small bump in pay, but it would require her to start working weekends, something she was able to avoid previously. They also dangled a carrot in front of her in the form of this promotion leading to a bigger and better promotion. She was very excited about the opportunity when she told me about it, but I expressed some concern about her having to work weekends. She will have to work 5-6 weekend shifts every month, so pretty much 3-4 of the weekends every month. I told her that it's asking a lot of her when the dumping pay isn't that much, especially when we don't particularly need that extra money. But she was so excited to advance her career that she disagreed my concerns and accepted the position. Since she started the new position, I have told her many times how I'm feeling stressed and burned out by not really having breaks during the week. I work a stressful job 5 days a week and then have to go into solo parent mode almost every weekend. On the weeks my wife works weekends, she gets 2 days off during the week pretty much all to herself, especially during the school year. Yeah, she used the time to run errands and do things around the house, but she also uses it to meet up with friends and do things for herself. I don't have free time to do similar things for myself. My weekends are filled with activities for kids. The one weekend a month my wife doesn't work is allocated as family time at the request of my wife. Whenever I brought it up to her, she will tell me that her position is temporary until she gets another promotion. But that hasn't happened. This summer, I started hiring a teenage girl in our neighborhood to watch our kids for a few hours twice a month on Saturday, so that I can go golfing with buddies. It's done wonders for many stress level, and the social interaction greatly improves my mood. The kids look forward to it as well as they like the babysitter. When I first told my wife about this, she was upset because not only I'm spending money on my babysitter just for myself, I'm also spending money on golf, pretty much canceling out the money she makes that day or even more. When I tell her how much better I feel by having time for myself, she tells me that I should do that in a way that isn't so expensive. The last time she brought this up, I reminded her that even after her promotion, I still make over 2x when she does, and that her bosses probably lied to her about another promotion because no one else will take the position she did. She got mad at me for insulting her career and for spending hundreds of dollars every month just for myself. So, am I the bad guy here? Am I the bad guy? I give my toddler pasta with meat in it when we're a vegetarian family. My husband and I are vegetarian. He was born and raised vegetarian, where I ate whatever growing up and chose to be vegetarian when I was 17. We have a 16-month-old who were raising vegetarian. I wanted to feed him whatever, and when he's older he can decide if he can't or wants to be vegan. However, my husband feels we should raise him vegetarian, and he can choose to eat meat if he wants to when he's older. He feels feeding him meat as a baby toddler will be without his informed consent. I'm paraphrasing. This conversation happened before we started solids and can't remember specifics. Since neither of us know how to cook meat, I compromised and was like, whatever, he'll be vegetarian until he chooses otherwise if he wants. He has become increasingly picky with his food to the point where he now will only eat certain things, and God forbid he try anything new or eat food he used to like last month or year. We traveled overseas to see family recently, and I brought lots of pocket food as a just in case. My baby won't eat whatever I can find for him. Well, annoying development. My baby now refuses pocket food when he used to love it months ago. We left the country with food I made and he ate it. However, in transit and arrival in the country, my kid is refusing anything that I offer except packaged baby snack and getting agitated from being hungry. Day one in the country, we're on the boat, island hopping. My family provided a few trays of veggie stir fries, and of course my boy won't eat anything. Tried offering bread and no go. Later in the night, one of the other kids on the boat is eating spaghetti with chunks of some meat in it. My boy reached for it crying. Pasta is one of his favorite foods he's okay with. My husband pulls him away saying, No, you can't eat this. I said, the boy wants to eat the food, let's feed him. I get a bowl of pasta and remove all the chunks of meat. My husband is yelling at me, asking me why. I stated, well, we always said he can choose to eat other foods, and he was crying, reaching for said food. He said, well, if he was reaching for marbles, will you hand him that? Then said he refused to feed him. I had to, and took him off his lap. I'm like, dude, this kid feeds himself and he's doing so. In the end, my boy finished it and was finally happy, no longer hungry. And my husband sat furiously, texting on his phone and refusing to speak with me the rest of the night. So, am I the bad guy here? Am I the bad guy for canceling my birthday party? My 35's birthday is on Tuesday. I've been having really complicated feelings about the whole thing. So when my wife and father both asked me what I want to do for my birthday, I said nothing. And I truly mean it. I'm not like those passive-aggressive people who say I want nothing and then get mad when nobody does anything. I'm a parent of two twin 1 years old, so a quiet day will genuinely to be a gift. My mom, however, told me, I'm holding a barbecue for your birthday on August 26. Bring your wife and kids. I told my mom thank you, but I really don't want this to be about my birthday. If she wants to do a family barbecue, just a fun thing, that's fine. We will participate, but I don't want it to be about my birthday. No cake, no presents. My mom got offended at this idea, insisting she wanted to celebrate me, so I reluctantly agreed. Fast forward to yesterday. My dad texted me asking what kind of cake I wanted for my ceremony. I got confused and asked him to double check the date. He said mom invited him, they're divorced obviously, for this Saturday. I reached out to my mom to clear up the confusion. She said it was this Saturday. I reminded her she told me next Saturday and she argued with me. After a bit she got frustrated and admitted we have to do it this weekend because that is when your cousin will be in town. Suddenly, the truth dawned on me. The barbecue wasn't for me. It was so my cousin could have a nice homecoming after being gone a few months. I was furious at this point and said, so you plan a birthday celebration without my concern. Didn't cancel me or my wife what was actually wanted, and didn't ask me who I would like at this shindig after not really doing anything for my birthday in nearly 10 years. She got flustered and said I'm just trying to do something nice. I got mad and said, well, enjoy your barbecue with your nephew because this party is not for me. It's for him. My family and I will not be attending. Thanks anyway. My mom is really upset with me and is insistent she did this for my sake. And it's cool to just ignore her and everyone else who just wants to celebrate me. On the one hand, maybe she's trying to do something nice for me, but on the other, the risk of her poor planning and her desire to make others happy regardless of my feelings. Am I crazy here? Is it selfish of me to tell my mom to cancel the party? I'm not mad because the party isn't about me. I'm mad because she clearly threw the event on my cousin and decided last second, oh shit, it's my son's birthday, but I tossed at it too, so I don't look bad. I feel like an afterthought at what was pointed as a celebration for me. If she had told me from jump that it's a celebration for your cousin coming into town, I will be fine with that. In my opinion, if you're going to celebrate someone's birthday, You should celebrate their birthday in a way they want, not what you want. So, am I wrong? Am I the bad guy for not eating despite being pregnant? My fiancé and I have been together for 6 years, and I'm currently 8 months pregnant. He came into the relationship with 2 kids that he has full custody of. Absolutely great kids, though the youngest does have hyperactive ADHD. Both kids can be clean on thought, and I'm not sure if I'm just noticing it now because I'm pregnant and irritable, or if it just started happening. Anyways, I watch the kids during the day when my fiancé works, as I'm currently unemployed, already took leave, and there is no point continuing to pay daycare when I'm home. It's extremely rare that my fiancé come home on his lunch breaks. I went to make lunch for the kids today, and both decided they wanted ramen noodles. I'll go make their food and make myself a salad. I'm utterly starving at this point and trying to rush because I want to eat. My fiancé shows up on his break and asks if he can have some of my salad. I didn't make enough for both of us, so I just handed him mine and went to make myself another. Well, when his daughter saw my salad, she started whining, "Oh, that's not fair, I want one." I literally gave her the choice of having a salad, and she said no. I was getting quite pissed at this point because I was hungry as hell. I reiterated that I gave her the choice and she said no, and she kept whining, saying, "Yeah, but I didn't know it looked that good." And then, I swear to God it was on purpose, drops her foot on the floor. I throw my salad on the table at her, and she starts slapping it about before I even walk off, getting salad dressing all over her face per usual because she insists on covering herself with food to show how much she likes it. She does it with every single meal that she's excited about. I sit on the couch without anything. My fiancé come in and ask why I'm not eating, and I tell him I outright freaking refuse to make myself food for the 3rd time just so someone else can ask for it. I'm pregnant and feel there is a complete lack of respect on how much I do for everyone and their expectation of me. He says I'm being dramatic over food and purposely starving myself simply because others want what I had is pity. Just I know, it's not that freaking hard, except his kid literally dumped her food so she can have mine, and he saw her and didn't even correct it. So, am I wrong here? Am I the bad guy for not wanting to drive my stepdaughter to school? My husband has 2 other kids from a previous relationship, 9 and 17. We have 2 children together, 8 years old and 8 months old. My husband recently got a promotion, which requires him to be on call 1 week out of the month. I work from home, and I'm the primary caregiver for both of our kids. Our 8 years old recently switched to a different and better school, which happened to be minutes away from my stepdaughter's school. Upon switching, he asked if I could now take his daughter to school when he's on call, and I agreed. Normally, she's dropped off with her mother very early in the morning, and her mother handled this drop-off, daycare, etc. I'm very inclusive with 4 kids when it comes to parties, Christmas, birthdays, etc. I cook and clean for them, but leave homework, showers, discipline to my husband, as I don't feel this is my place. Today is the 4th day of school, and my husband asked if I could take his daughter to school. I assumed that nobody was available to take her since he said when nobody was available in our previous conversation. I think it's important to know that both the 8 and 9 years old start school at the same, so this is a problem. I said I will try it anyway, but in doing so, it became very hectic trying to get both kids ready at once, feeding them breakfast, getting the baby ready, etc. Ending up leaving 8 minutes later than planned, so my stepdaughter was on time and my son was borderline late running to class. So I told my husband I couldn't take her every day and questioned why I had to when her mom was home. He said I left too late and started saying things like, I didn't know it will be such a big deal to help me out. Sorry, my children are such an inconvenience for you. I explained that she's not an inconvenience, but has a perfectly ready and available parent to take her. It was hard getting everyone ready on me. The kids were playing and not getting ready, plus the baby. Out of it, I reminded him that when he spoke, he said emergencies, and when nobody was available but her mom called her this morning to tell her to have a good day and where to be picked up, so this wasn't the case today. I told him his children are his responsibility and he can get upset when I can't take responsibility for them as well as my own children, and that it wasn't fair to expect that. I can't help but wondering if this was his plan all along, to move my son's schools and then assign me to carpool without even communicating, especially since he doubled down and we saying his kids were an inconvenience and trying to guilt me. If this situation has been fully communicated, I will have said no. My schedule is crazy enough trying to manage the house, my job, and an 8 months old while working. However, I can't help feeling like an asshole. If they were being dropped off at the same school, it wouldn't be a problem. Our son was late and it was just too much. So, am I the bad guy here? Am I the bad guy for getting another phone behind my mother's back? I'm a 18-years-old person and I currently have a phone that is paid by my mother. Because she doesn't have enough money and she got a phone for my younger brother, she put out phones on a child plan, which was fine for a while. The problem is when I was trying to get a job. Because of how my phone was set up, no one could call or text me, nor could I call or text anyone outside my mother and brother, which made it hard to get in contact with employees. The only way I could contact employees was through email, but it was not working out, as every employer would try to call or text me, which wouldn't go through. I continued to try with my emails, hoping an employer will send an email instead of trying to call or text me. It never happened. Another thing about the child plan is that my mother had complete control over my phone. I had to ask for every app I wanted to download. She can track me, and she can completely lock down my phone. And I can use any apps for a certain amount of time. She did this often. One day she decided to lock down my phone, and instead of having it only lock up for about 5 hours like usual, she set it to lock down every day for 23 hours straight, where I only have an hour of phone use every day. Did this because she was upset I didn't have a job yet, even though I repeatedly told why it was difficult. Of course, this just made it harder to get a job or even talk to anyone outside of my family. This went on for a month as my mental health deteriorated, as I felt helpless and lonely. I don't have money to pay for my own phone, and I'm usually stuck at home to watch all my younger siblings. I finally was able to get in contact with my best friend and was able to explain my situation to him. He told me he was going to get me a new phone and pay for it for 3 months, but he told me I will have to hide it from my mother, as she might try to take it away or something worse. I was very reluctant at first, as I don't want to lie to my mother, but I really needed to get a job so we can both move away from our families. So I took the phone with me and started to contact employers and my friends who haven't been able to talk for a month. It has been a couple of weeks and I have a job and feel much more better mentally. I still have my other phone and it is locked up through most of the day. I want to keep this phone and pay for it and just give back my old one to my mother. I feel extremely guilty for hiding this from my mother. I don't want to keep paying for a phone I barely use, and I feel like it's unfair towards her. But since she has been restricting everything on my other phone, I feel like I had to do something to help me out of this role, but I feel like I shouldn't done something else. Also, she will eventually find out, and I don't want our relationship to be bad like in the past. But I need to know, am I the bad guy here?